Well, everybody loves a party, a huge party. Well, first, you invite friends, you make signs, and then you hope that very, very important people come. Well, how do you throw a huge party, especially for a national park? Well, you start with money. Not any money, but special money. Yes, and here at Cumberland Gap National Historical Park, we are celebrating with all the other national parks the 100th birthday of the national park system. So man, Cumberland Gap is being honored on a quarter. A very, very cool quarter. And man, I just throw it all around. So what does this mean? It's gonna be another cool segment of wild outdoor adventures with Ranger Carol. Yes. But Pamela, la-di-da, it is the 100th anniversary of the National Park Service.
I know.
Yeah!
I'm so excited.
And Cumberland Gap is being honored on a quarter. How very cool is that?
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. When is that coming out, Carol?
Soon, like in 3 weeks. So you know what?
What?
I think we need to have a huge, gigantic birthday bash.
A party?
A party!
In 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes!
Oh my gosh! What are we gonna do?
So Sula, 2016, it's the 100th anniversary of the Park Service. Ow! The U.S. Mint is gonna release the America the Beautiful Quarter for Kentucky honoring Cumberland Gap. So what does this all mean? It means we need to have a huge, gigantic, exuberant party. We're gonna bring in living historians, over 100 of them. We're bringing in park rangers from throughout the U.S. just to showcase how incredible the Park Service is. So Martha,
Yes.
we're having this huge shindig.
Yes.
The 100th anniversary of the Park Service, the launch of the America the Beautiful Quarter for Kentucky featuring Cumberland Gap. And the congressman's gonna be here, the second in command of the National Park Service, the regional director for the Southeast region of the Park Service. And do I ever have the job for you? And you are gonna be leading around these VIPs, these dignitaries. So, with this huge event coming up, Alyssa, you are responsible for getting the word out about this huge, gigantic extravaganza. It means you are responsible for getting the word out to over 2,500 people. Just for the ceremony, when you think about the big event as a whole, over 10,000 people. Cumberland Gap's being featured on a quarter. So I have this cool opportunity for you. Yes, you, ma'am, you and you alone. Here's what I'm thinking. You bring in park rangers from throughout the United States so that we can really showcase how cool of a national park system we have.
Okay.
And I'm thinking a good, 10 to 15, and then, because I hear you have such great skills in producing films, I think you need to put together this sweet little film, actually this tearjerker film that shows the beauty of the national parks. So Scott and Debbie, it's the 100th anniversary of the Park Service, the launch of the quarter honoring Cumberland Gap. How very cool. I envision this huge field here to be filled with hundreds of reenactors, that parking lot over there, park rangers from throughout the United States, and just absorbing it all, thousands of school kids from throughout the tri-state area. So here is, yes, the perfect chore for you. I want you to connect with all the schools, and I want you to sign up thousands of school kids for this great event. So, Gene, we are having this huge birthday bash.
We are.
Superintendent Sula Jacobs has approved it. 100th anniversary of the Park Service. Cumberland Gap's being featured on a quarter that's being issued by the U.S. Mint. This is all happening in about 3 weeks or so. So we're looking at 10,000 to 15,000 visitors. the day that the quarter is launched, man, easily 2,200 school kids. So we're thinking maybe 40, 50 buses coming in over that 3-day weekend with those 10 to 15,000 visitors. So what, maybe 500 cars? So it's gonna be grand.
Oh yeah.
Well, how are we going to do this? How are we going to get the money? How are we going to get everybody to agree to come here? How are we going to get all these people, Carol? Where are we going to put them?
Are you kidding me? You want me to show Peggy Odell?
Yes, the second in command of the Park Service, yes.
Stan Austin?
Yes, the regional director for the Southeast region.
And Hal Rogers?
Yes, the congressman for Kentucky, and you will be perfect.
Carol, I don't know. That's an awfully big responsibility. Am I just doing it by myself?
Are you crazy? 10,000 people. That means Facebook and public service announcements on radio and TV. That means highway banners and brochures and postcards and all sorts of invitations. How is that even going to be possible?
It ain't gonna happen. No way.
When are you expecting me to do this? I mean, I have all this stuff going on right now. We just did some peregrine falcon monitoring the other day. We're getting ready to start our bat stuff next week. We just did beaver walks in Fern Lake. I don't know when you're expecting me to do all this work.
So this is where you're psyched up, you're set to go because of all the cool things you're doing.
Well, you does sound pretty awesome. I guess I could really help you out, and then we'll get this off the ground.
Cool. Thank you, Amy.
No problem, Carol. Thanks for asking.
All right.
So, 2016. That's the centennial for the National Park Service. And what does that mean? It means we're just having our 100th birthday this year. So it's a special year for us. And how are we going to celebrate that? We're going to have a special birthday party. Well, who's coming to our birthday party? Who's our guest? Well, we have invited rangers from all across the Park Service with cool and awesome jobs to come here to Cumberland Gap. So you, our visitors, can actually meet and interact and ask all the questions that you've always wanted to know about these other parks. From New Orleans Jazz, he's a musician, he plays the trumpet, plays jazz music. John Beebe will be here, along with an intern for Jazz Park, Tyrone Chambers, and he's going to sing for us. He sings gospel and jazz music, so definitely come down and to meet John and Tyrone. Next we have from Yosemite, we have Jesse McGahee. Jesse is actually a member of the climbing ranger unit there at Yosemite and also a member of the search and rescue team at Yosemite. And at Yosemite they have a lot of uses for helicopter search and rescue missions, and Jesse is a member of that team and does those helicopter search and rescue missions. Then also we have rangers from Obed Wild and Scenic River, just down the road from us. These rangers, Matt Hudson and Thomas Hall, will be coming to the park to talk about doing law enforcement patrols on the Obed River. So they're going to bring their giant rafts and all of their search and rescue equipment, and they're going to be here at the park. Also from the National Mall, the Chief of Resources there, Catherine Dewey, who's an architectural preservationist, will be here at the site, at the park, during this event to talk about all the memorials that are located in DC and how they preserve and keep those memorials safe. Also, we have Susanna Pershern. She is a member of the Submerged Resource Center based in Denver, Colorado. The Submerged Resource Team visits sites like at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, or the submerged wrecks in Channel Island or Lake Mead, or even the underground cave systems in Florida, the underwater cave systems in Florida. So come and meet Susanna while she's here. There's so many people coming that I can't even remember who's all coming to be here. So this is super special, and that means you really need to come out and help celebrate our National Park Service Centennial. 2016, we were turning 100 years old this year, and we expect to see you here at Cumberland Gap that weekend.
Man, 100, that's a cool number. But if you apply it to a person's birthday, that is truly magical. Well, it's also truly magical because this year we're celebrating the 100th anniversary of the National Park Service. Magical, really magical. Well, as we start looking at the birthday, the 100th birthday, the centennial of the Park Service, we need to look at our past. And that's why at Cumberland Gap, as we celebrate this big, big event, we're bringing in reenactors, These reenactors are really going to showcase, illuminate how the choices that people made many, many years ago, over 100 years ago, even 200 years ago, impacted us today. And then we're really going to talk about the treasures that make up America's national parks. Over 400 units are found within the national park system. Well, as we look at these national parks, we're also going to include a film called Legacy. Legacy, it shows the past. It's going to show how our footprints make an impact. All cool stuff happening, plus the launch of the U.S. Mint's Quarter for Kentucky, featuring Cumberland Gap. And for that, we need many partners. Man, who would think that Home Federal Bank here in Middlesboro would be a partner during the 100th anniversary of the Park Service? All cool stuff, magical stuff.
My name is Rhonda Gillum. I'm Assistant Vice President and Office Manager here at Home Federal Bank in Middlesboro.
And I'm Mike Smithers. I'm Senior Vice President of Sales and Service here at Home Federal Bank in Middlesboro.
I first heard about it after we had won the lottery. I don't know if people will call it lottery or not, but the chance to be able to be the bank there, to be able to do the quarter exchange. And how I understand how that works is banks from the area had the opportunity to put their name in a hat, and if you were the lucky bank, you were chosen out, and we were the lucky bank. So once we won that right, we started getting all our ducks in a row, and just very excited about it.
And so we've been working with the U.S. Mint as well as Federal Reserve, and talking about how many quarters to order, how many people to anticipate, and having the special Cumberland Gap National Park quarters there available for students and all the public.
I myself have never, I'm not sure the bank has ever had the opportunity to participate in an event like this. So all this is new to us. Never really worked with the Mint actually to order special quarters, so all that's been an adventure for us. The park has made it just much easier. When we first had our first meeting with them, their enthusiasm was great. So that got us more excited than we already were. So it's all a new adventure for us. There's going to be around 2,200 students there that day. The Mint, which the Park Service told us is, the Mint is, I guess, making their own special commemorative packet to keep a quarter in that's going to go out to all the children in the school system. We do have several $1,000s in quarters coming in through Armored Carrier or Courier. Our biggest fear, and this is kind of a joke amongst us, is that morning on the way in, what if the thing has a flat and it doesn't make it? So we'll be like Carol running around, ah, you know. Sorry. But anyways, we will have the Armored Courier there on site. So we'll be able to fulfill the needs of everyone that wants to roll quarters.
Yeah, it's been exciting to talk with all the different entities and agencies and contact people at the park. Have been just outstanding to work with. So it's exciting, and to see an effort like this come together in one place at one time to culminate a big weekend that the park's going to be experienced, you know, that Saturday, Sunday, and this on Monday. It's never experienced anything like it before in my career. Well, I would say on behalf of the bank, it's an honor and a privilege to be a part of the community and help support an event like this that's a once-in-a-lifetime event. And so we just really appreciate the opportunity and look forward to working with all the folks at the park and making this a truly memorable occasion.
All right, so Hattie and Micaiah, this event is going to be so cool, and if it's on a day like today, it's going to be great. So, Hattie and Micaiah, you are going to be the MCs, and you're going to be talking to many, many people.
Oh my God, that's so awesome! This is a big opportunity. This should be so fun.
Yes, and you want to know how many people you're chatting with? You're going to be speaking to out in the audience?
How many?
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
At least 2,500 people.
What? Oh my gosh! Holy
majingas!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but you can do it, right?
Yeah. Yes, I can do it.
when I first started thinking, who do I want to be here? I want the best of people who know their history, who live it every day, who dress in the clothing, who talk the talk. Some of them even have like an English accent. Some of them have different kinds of accents. We want to tell the stories of the people. So I started going to all these events around the country, and I kind of looked and said, I want you to come to our event, and I want you to tell this story. Then the flood of applications started coming of people that just want to be a part of this exciting moment. And we even have over 25 18th century shopping opportunities for you. 25 different vendors that'll come in, set up their store just like you're walking into the 18th century, and you might buy a tea set, you might buy clothing of the day. And once this all comes in, we've got to get it all organized, put everybody in a specific place, tell them what they're doing. It's going to be an amazing time for people from all over the country coming together just for you. Just for you. This event is going to be like walking into the past, experiencing what it was like to be here in those first founding days in America. And there'll be stories about the Cumberland Gap area, but there'll also be stories about a broader scope of our American history, which brings it all full circle with the things that are going to be done out in the birthday bash area with rangers from around the country telling the stories of their national parks to us. We're going to have 3 awesome areas. 2 of them have to do with history. 1 of them has to do with today's treasures. The 2 that have to do with the history are our History and Heritage area and Legacy of a Lifetime area. In these areas, you'll see both local history and history from abroad. You'll walk into scenarios that were real 200 and some years ago when the founding fathers were trying to put us together as a new nation. That's what this birthday party's about. It's going to be awesome. We hope that you come because you are going to miss the party of a lifetime if you're not here. So party time! Yahoo! And since it's party time, it means you have to come. In fact, this party is so big that we've even had to go out and we've had to get special help. We've brought in an American Conservation Association intern, Alyssa Duga. Yeah, I got her name wrong when she first showed up. I had it wrong for the first 3 months and she didn't even let me know. So that shows how crazed we are in putting together this party, this huge, gigantic event. But that's all right because all this energy is going to make for the biggest extravaganza that Cumberland Gap National Historical Park has ever seen since Vice President Nixon was here for the dedication of the park in 1959. So 1959 to 2016, wow, we've had some great parties at the park. We've had lots of events, lots of historical reenactments. But again, this party's going to be huge, gigantic. It's going to be an extravaganza. Now, I mentioned before bringing Alyssa in, so she's just one of the many that we've had to have in terms of teamwork. Alyssa, man, she has to get the word out, send out those invitations. But Alyssa's even having help. We have worked closely with Bell County Tourism, Judy Barton. Oh man, Judy Barton, you are a gem. Because if you drive up to Corbin, Kentucky, you're going to see this incredible billboard about the event. You go to the Morristown Mall, 60 miles away, you're going to find our incredible event brochure. Again, hey, thank you, Judy. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you to this village that's helping to put on this huge, gigantic birthday bash.
I'm an intern for the American Conservation Experience. They are located in Salt Lake City, Utah. And so I was hired by ACE to come and work for Cumberland Gap National Historical Park as the Centennial intern. You know, I don't think I understood the magnitude of my position before I came here. I had no idea how involved I was going to be with the community, how involved I was going to be with park staff, how involved I was going to be with social media. And so every day it changes, but that's a part of what I do. The planning process for this event has been going on for probably about a year now. So We've got a lot of planning under our belt, and we're still planning. We'll plan up until the first day of the event. Things are just constantly changing. You have to be willing to be flexible and adaptable. We are expecting over 10,000 individuals to show up for this event April 9th, 10th, and 11th. It is going to be a huge event filled with dignitaries from the National Park Service, dignitaries from other national parks around the United States. They're all traveling from different areas. And if it doesn't get you excited, then we haven't done our part. We want to get you excited about coming to this event.
You know what? Alyssa is right. She's absolutely right. We want you to be as excited as we are about the centennial of the Park Service, that 100th birthday, and about the huge event we're having at Cumberland Gap. And she's also right when she says that, hey, the more you have, the merrier a party is. So come and join us. Now, Amy's been chatting with us about the different rangers, different staffs coming from national parks, which are scattered throughout the U.S. Remember, there are over 400 units in the national park system. Well, just as people are coming from all of these different national parks, when we narrow it down and look at Cumberland Gap, even employees here come from throughout the U.S. I'm originally from Wisconsin. Alyssa herself, she grew up in Ohio, she moved to Florida, now she's in Kentucky. Scott and Debbie, they're volunteers from Ohio. They travel throughout the U.S. volunteering at national parks, even at Fish and Wildlife Service areas. So, you know, Scott and Debbie, they're traveling to schools, they're educating kids, they're talking about these facets, these values that have made America so great. Patriotism, hard work, loyalty, sacrifice. When we look at the future of the country, when we look at the future of the National Park Service, when we look at the future of our kids, it all depends on education. Education is the key.
Well, hi, we're Scott and Debbie. We're volunteers with Cumberland Gap National Historical Park.
And we're part of this party too.
Yeah, we're having fun going to the schools and getting the kids excited about what they're going to come and see on April 11th, but also on the weekend of April 9th and 10th.
Can you imagine going to 17 schools and putting on a program, 30, 45 minutes for 2,200 kids? Over what, 3 weeks?
Over 4 weeks.
4 weeks? Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And the kids and the adults are really, really into it.
We usually grab we grab 4 boys and 4 girls, and we get 2 teachers involved in each of our programs.
And usually they're not willing to participate, but
the
us
kids,
being retired military, we get them in there.
And the kids get them up there, and you know, the kids have the pride of seeing their teachers acting as husband and wife in one of our skits.
And as soon as the adults get up there, they have a lot of fun. And it's an interactive play, skits and whatnot that we do with them. There's 3 elements of the April event that we have put into the program. The living history, there's 2 timelines of the living history, and we go through what the kids are going to see. We dress them up as George Washington, dragging canoe, and they perform in those skits.
Oh, and don't forget Lady Liberty. She's dressed up too.
Yeah, she's the first one up on the stage, and she's got her outfit on, and she's there for almost the whole thing, really enjoying it.
Yep. And what do we say at the end of each of our skits? You have to come and find out.
Yeah, Ranger Carroll says we can't tell the end of the story. So we get so far into our stories, then we stop. And then the ranger comes out, he's got a sign that says you'll have to come and find out. And when we did it yesterday, you can see the depression in the kids because they wanted to hear the end of the story. But nope, Ranger Jarrett, he cut them off. You have to come and find out.
We have a wooden puzzle that the kids help us put together, talking about American values and how the America's national parks are woven in with these values of freedom, patriotism, bravery, sacrifice, hard work, and trading with others. There we go.
We got cue cards to keep us online. Today we don't. But yeah, you know, it's really important to refocus our children in on these American values that Director Jarvis and what the park here has come up with. And it's just been a blast bringing that to the kids.
You know, education is so important. Education for adults, primo. Education for kids, priceless. Because again, as we look at the 100th anniversary of the Park Service, it's the kids. They are going to be the future decision makers. They're going to be the future advocates. They're going to be the future supporters of America's national parks. America's national parks are priceless. Again, we look at all of this, it's taking a village to put on this event. You know what? You're part of that village. Don't ever forget that.
So putting on this kind of event is really huge, and it takes the entire park team and people even from outside the park coming in and helping. So Martha and Jenny are going to walk around with all the dignitaries and make sure they have a great time. Pam and Sharon are going to really make sure each of the individual parts of the event really glide together, and all of our amazing volunteers who Brittany's working with to see that they really have a great experience volunteering for the park. And then Amy's in charge of the Centennial Bash, and she needs to make sure all those park people coming from outside get the chance to really get to explain their park and what they do, which is really cool. And then behind the scenes, who you might not even see, is our incident command team. So even before I came to the park 2 years ago, Carol was emailing me about this event. And since those first few emails and those first few conversations Carol and I had, the event has gotten bigger and bigger, and to be honest, better and better. This is going to be the event of a lifetime, and it's the kind of event that you need to be at.